Magic Circle and Yucatan, the main two. I think Magic Circle just being so strong at the end of 3200, whereas Yucatan's unproven at the trip, just swayed me ever so slightly. But they're the two I want to bag and play them in trifectas. Cross Counter and Munta tied or round out my top four.
And the Racing.com team, Shane, Ben and Matt, all with Yucatan, the joint favourite. Brent Zarafa with Cross Counter, horse 23. Jane, your McCafe pick of the yard for the 2018 Lexus Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, not an easy race to assess, but there are a number of runners that got really warm in the mounting yard. I've decided to steer clear of them. I've gone with Marmello on top. Physically, he looks much stronger 12 months down the track, and he's still got that lovely relaxed demeanour we saw here. Different approach coming into the race this year. I think it might have worked for the team because he looked outstanding. The 9 on top, Marmello, just ahead of Avilius, who I've been a huge fan of right the way through. He's got the calmness that can hopefully help him see out the 3200 metres. Young Star has got the right constitution for this race, and Magic Circle, he didn't disappoint me on looks either. So
at the second attempt, it is Jane Ivel's pick of the yard, Marmello. Second crack at a Lexus Melbourne Cup. Let's get to the Bet365 market update for the Melbourne Cup, and Yucatan is the favourite now at $6, so tightened in from $6.50. The outright favourite ahead of Magic Circle at $6.50. Cross Counter hard of the market at $10. Marmello at $13 with Young Star for Chris Waller.
As the horses make their way around to the start for the Lexus Melbourne Cup, Charlie Fellows joins me. A Prince of Arran forced his way into the field with his win on Saturday. How does he present today?
Look, we think he's fine. We won't know until we run the race, but he's everything he's done from Saturday has been absolutely perfect. I was miserable about 2 hours ago. We were sat in the car, it was bucketing it down, and I thought our chance was gone, but the track doesn't sound like it's anywhere near as bad as it could have been. And yeah, we'll just see how we go.
What are your plan tactics?
Do you know what I said to Michael? You've ridden him twice. You know the horse. You do what you want. I'm not going to tell you what to do anymore. I think he wants to slot in midfield, maybe better than midfield, and just get him into a rhythm. But it's down to him.
Are you nervous or excited, or both?
I wasn't nervous at all earlier because I thought our chance had gone. But I'm pretty nervous now.
Good luck, Charlie.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
There's Charlie Fellows with the Prince of Arran. We'll try and catch up with some other leading trainers here. Mike Moroney's won a Melbourne Cup previously. He's got 2 runners in the race, Mike. You know what it takes to win a Melbourne Cup. How are you feeling just minutes out?
Yeah, look, as relaxed as what you can be. It's a bit of a warm day, so... but look, we've done our bit. It's now up to the horses now, and a bit of luck and running.
Let's start with Soundcheck. Has he improved from his first up run?
I think he has. He looked a bit more relaxed here. We had a little tinker with gear, and I've just had that extra 2 weeks to get to know him a bit better, and... look, we think what we've done with him is spot on, but we'll know shortly. But look, he gets 2 miles, and I think this little bit of range probably brings him into it, and it probably might lessen the other bloke's chances a bit. You know, I don't think he really wants to only just get his toe in, and I think it's just a bit worse than that.
Your other runner, Venga Basquet, who was able to win a Queen Elizabeth here 12 months ago, he's in the big one today. You happy with him?
Yeah, happy with him, but he's the one that's probably suffered with the way the weather's gone because he is better on top of the ground. And whether, you know, he won the Geelong Cup, but it was definitely better than this, and that'll be the question mark. Whether he can get 2 miles in this sort of ground that he doesn't really suit him.
Preference between the pair?
Well, I always went Vonju Marsh, but I'm starting to turn the other way now. We've had this little bit of rain.
Good luck, Mike.
Thank you.
Well, he's been there and done it, Mike Moroney, and we've got a Bet365 market mover. It's the overseas horse for Ian Williams, Magic Circle, who's got that great record at 3,200 and above. So he's the Bet365 market mover. 6 of his 8 wins, Gator, on soft going.
Yeah, that's right. Well, it's all been said and done, hasn't it? Hopefully all punters at home have their bets on. If you're in sweeps or having a play, good luck to you. Magic Circle, well supported. Yucatan, a strong tip around the traps. And Muntaha, surprisingly, out to a good quote. But only 2 minutes till our greatest race. Good luck all.
It's all set. The Lexus Melbourne Cup for 2018. It's time to cross up to Matt Hill for the call.
Thank you very much, Dave, and good luck to everybody invested here in the Lexus Melbourne Cup for 2018. We're about 90 seconds off starting time, so they'll move up shortly as the barrier stalls. So they're right across the track down there at the famous Melbourne Cup start, about 900 metres from the winning post. So the last look at the board before we get into action. Moving forward for the running of the Melbourne Cup. They're moving in. It's Yucatan on VOPs, currently $6 in from 7. Magic Circle $7, touch $6.50, back to 7. And also, as we head down the board, Yucatan now into $6. Young Star 16 to 11. Cross count has been pretty solid, $9 to 10. They're moving in for the Lexus Melbourne Cup. Muntahar is about to come along with Jim Crowley. Nikita for young Regan Bayliss has gone into barrier 3. Chestnut Coat joins the line. Sir Charles Road goes forwards. Finch about to come up. Best Solution in the Godolphin blue. The Cliffs of Moher waits his turn with Rostropovich. Here's Soundcheck about to come along. Soundcheck trained by Mike Maroney, who won this race with Brew in the year of 2000. Who Shot the Barman? Who's been placed in this race previously. Who Shot the Barman, now 10 years of age, is about to line up. Ventura Storm. Kingston Rule was the last horse to win the Moonee Valley Gold Cup and then win the Cup. So Charles Road is in. Young Star, the only mare in the race, about to come forward. Who Shot the Barman goes into the stalls. Cross counter. Jockey Karen McAvoy, wearing a red distinguishing cap, has won this race twice. Zacada, one of the bolters. A Prince of Arran, who qualified by winning the Lexus Stakes on Saturday, about to come along. Ace High, the Derby winner of last year, will be one of the last. Here is the Cliffs of Moher, with Ryan Moore getting quite sweaty there. The Cliffs of Moher in these humid conditions. Marmello, a second attempt at the Cup, goes in with Hugh Bowman. So getting close. Runaway about to come along. 3 or 4 to take their place. Ace High goes in out wide. 3 to get set. Avilius, Glenn Schofield for James Cummings. Godolphin with 3 runners. Glenn Schofield with a white distinguishing cap. Avilius goes in. Runaway about to join the line. Runaway to go into barrier number 12. The Geelong Cup winner goes in, and that will leave Zacada. Zacada to take up barrier 24 for Damien Lane. And they're all in for the Lexus Melbourne Cup. Ready to go, set to run, and they're racing in the Melbourne Cup. Runaway from the centre, jumped away well towards the inside. Auvray about middle of the field, out. Von Jamask out well. There's a wave coming towards the outside. Runaway, Finch, and also Ace High. A Prince of Arran's trying to tuck in behind them with Sir Charles Road. Ventura Storm is nice and close early with Nikita. Very deep early is Rostropovich onto the course proper, and with 500 metres to go on the first lap, it's Von Jamask and Runaway, followed by Finch and a Prince of Arran. Ace High out deeper, and then came Sir Charles Road. Auvray tucked away the inside. Rostropovich out deeper. Then Young Star, Soundcheck, and Ventura Storm from Magic Circle. Yucatan is 4 deep. Nikita the inside from Chestnut Coat, and then Muntahar, Red Cardinal. Back in the field then is the Cliffs of Moher as they run past the stands from Who Shot the Barman. Now the Cliffs of Moher has gone amiss, I'm afraid. At the back of the field, the Cliffs of Moher has gone amiss and checked a couple of runners. So they leave the straight now with 2,200 metres to go, and Runaway is the leader in the Lexus Melbourne Cup by a length and a half, and slows it right down. From in second place, Ace High. Von Jamask is third, and Finch in 4th place. 5th is Rostropovich out deeper from Sir Charles Road, a Prince of Arran. Then Soundcheck, who can't get in. Young Star is underneath of it, and they were followed by Ventura Storm and Auvray. Yucatan is next on the outside from Magic Circle, and then came Chestnut Coat, the outside of Nikita. Further back is Muntahar and Who Shot the Barman, the veterans very deep from Red Cardinal. Then came Best Solution, Marmello. Well back is Zacada, and they were followed by Cross Counter at the back of the field with Avilius. Heading towards the 1,400 metres in the Melbourne Cup, and it's Runaway in front by a length to Finch, who's working up on the outside. They were followed by Ace High, third the outer. Then came the inside Von Jamask, and next in the field as they run towards Jaquita Lodge with 1,200 metres metres to go is Soundcheck, and then Sir Charles Road. Next in the field is Rostropovich around a Prince of Arran, then Ventura Storm. The inside next is Orvray, and then came Young Star, a length the Magic Circle. Next is Yucatan around those with Nikita. A length away to Chestnut Coat, Who Shot the Barman, followed by Muntaha, Red Cardinal. Well back in the field then is Marmello, and then came Zacada, and they were followed by Cross Counter towards the back of the field. Best Solution second last, and Avilius last. So it's Runaway coming up towards the turn in the Melbourne Cup at the 700. Leading from Finch, Vonja Mask, then Ace High. Sir Charles Road sneaking up on the inside of Prince of Arran making up ground. Then Ventura Storm, Soundcheck. Yucatan about 6 off the lead around the turn, followed by Orvray and Nikita. Finch up to Runaway, followed by Vonja Master, Charles Road. A Prince of Arran's presenting from Ventura Storm and Rostropovich. 300 to go. It's Finch with a Prince of Arran on the outside. Rostropovich is running on, and Marmello back to the inside too. A Prince of Arran at the 200. Marmello wearing it down. Marmello gets up on the inside, and here comes Cross Counter. Cross Counter coming at Marmello. Cross Counter's flying. The Blue Army have done it last. Cross Counter has won the Melbourne Cup from Marmello, a Prince of Arran, Finch. Then Rostropovich, Young Star. Back behind those horses, Sir Charles Road and Best Solution, Mundaha, Ventura Storm, Yucatan. Well back in the field, Zacada, Nikita, Chestnut Coat, Vonja Mask, then Soundcheck and Ace High Runaway, Magic Circle, Who Shot the Barman, a long gap, Red Cardinal, and then came Avilius, and Orvray was one of the last to complete the course.
The 158th Lexus Melbourne Cup has gone to Godolphin for the first time with Cross Counter, Charlie Appleby, Kerrin McAvoy, a third success in Australia's greatest race. It's an international victory and a brilliant performance by the European 3-year-old. Second has gone to 9 Marmello, Huey Morrison and Hugh Bowman. European 1, 2 and European 3 with the Prince of Arran off the backup of his terrific win on Saturday, running third for Charlie Fellows and Michael Walker. Fourth has gone the way of Finch, Chris Waller and Zach Purton. A famous victory in Australia's greatest races. Godolphin have finally done it after many attempts over the best part of the last 20-odd years. Have done it with Charlie Appleby, who's become such a dominant force on the world stage. He's had record-breaking season with wins everywhere. Courtesy of Luke Riff Super, let's hear from Kerrin McAvoy.
Well, Kerrin McAvoy, you're an old hand at this. Your third Melbourne Cup. You've overcome great difficulty around the first turn, and you, wow, what a run.
Yeah, we were lucky, obviously. Terrible that horse breaking down, and we were lucky to get through. Not too much of an issue. Oh, what a thrill, mate, to do it for Sheikh Mohammed. Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. Charlie Appleby, obviously Godolphin, been a huge supporter of mine, and yeah, what a thrill to do it in the blue colours, win another Melbourne Cup. Well done to Charlie, well done to this little horse. I was back a bit further than what I wanted. I knew I was full of running. I was on the back of Yucatan, and he seemed to be empty, Yucatan, and the 400 I sort of had to go my own way, and we were full of running. The furlong I thought, mate, is this happening again? And yeah, look, I'm just lucky recipient. I can ride light and get on these lovely staying horses, prepared unbelievably well by Godolphin and Charlie Appleby, and my third Melbourne Cup.
Woo! 30 years they've been trying to win this race. You've had an association for a long time now. It just must be gold.
Yeah, it's definitely like a huge part of my career. Started on Beekeeper back in 2002 and went overseas and worked with Frankie, and he took me under his wing, and Said Bin Saror, Simon Crisford, you know, working with the A grade, and I just learnt so much, and sort of come back to Australia, and it's a huge thrill to win this race for Sheikh Mohammed, and as I said in the press yesterday, to repay a little bit of faith that he showed in me. So huge thanks to my team, my lovely wife and family. Kathy does a great job. I love you all so much, and obviously got a huge team around me personally as well. I'd like to thank each and every one of them, and yeah, I'm over the moon. Unbelievable feeling here.
Well, I know Kathy's waiting for you, so you better get back to her.
Cheers, mate. Thanks, Chris. Well done.
An amazing performance. Kerrin McAvoy, 3 times Lexus Melbourne Cup winning jockey. First of all in 2000 with Brew. He won again in 2016 with Al Mandan, and now in 2018 he guides Cross Count to a famous victory. 5 wins from only 8 career starts. He is a star cross-counter. The overall time here, 3:21.17, which is outside of the long-standing course record. Might get a quick word from Charlie Fellows, who's finished third. Charlie, just a quick word. A Prince of Arran's run out of his skin for you to run third.
Unbelievable run. For a horse to run 3 days after running over a mile and a half and winning on ground that we know is not his cup of tea, unbelievable, unbelievable.
I'll let you give the horse a pat. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
Charlie Fellows, he's over the moon. He's run third in a Lexus Melbourne Cup. It's been an amazing race. Marmello dashing up to the inside. Hugh Bowman for Hughie Morrison. He looked the winner there for a stride until cross-counter was able to kick through. You might hear from Hughie Morrison in just a moment. He's just unsaddling and talking to Hugh Bowman as we await for Charlie Appleby. We're going to hear Hughie Morrison. You've run second in the Melbourne Cup. How does it feel?
It can't be bad. It can't be bad. We thought we nearly had it, and as I think Charlie did, but great result, and everybody done, Tom and everybody done very well to get him here, and great ride, and you know, what a horse, lovely horse.
And you've got Australian interest in the ownership here, so it's a pretty special moment. Will you be back again next year?
Well, we'll be back with something, I can assure you. We'll try and find something, and you know, we'll see how he is. Yeah, you know, he's run his heart out, doesn't he? And he was bitten by a 3-year-old weight for age, basically.
Well done, Hughie.
Thank you.
Hughie Morrison there, the trainer of Marmello, who's finished in second position. Charlie Appleby, the trainer of the winner. We'll hear from him shortly, but it's an amazing performance here. David Gately, an outstanding stayer of a brilliant season. What a trainer Charlie Appleby has proven to be over the past couple of years. Success all around the world, but he's been well seen here in Australia at the peak of his powers.
Yeah, indeed. Look, what a phenomenal performance. I mean, he's come from a long way back. They didn't look to go all that hard, and he's produced an outstanding finale at the end of 3,200 metres, a trip he'd never seen at just his 8th career start. I mean, this great race has clearly changed the landscape in the last couple of years. We saw Rekindling win it last year with a lightweight, a young international 3-year-old, and Cross Counters come here and done the same thing. So the race is evolving, and it's evolving quickly. And the more I look at that race, it was all honest to him. He's come from a long way back and stormed over. And runner-up terrific, and a 10 out of 10 ride through on the inside. And a Prince of Arran, you heard from the trainer there. What a fantastic effort from him on the 3-day turnaround on ground that's less than ideal for him as well. 4th in was Finch, and 5th in, number 24, right down the bottom, Rostropovich. A couple of disappointments, obviously Yucatan. He looked to be travelling well at the 600, as well as anything. Cross Counter was behind him, but he didn't stay the trip out anywhere near, as well as the winner, and got left behind at about the 400, as I say, as Cross Counter sailed by him, and Magic Circle was never in the call for in the last 500 or so. But the winner was dominant, and that last couple of 100 metres, I mean, he was still spotting them, probably about 6 lengths at the 300 metre mark. And if you factor in, you know, the lack of genuine tempo to the eye, at least, even allowing for his lightweight, it's an outstanding win/finale at just unbelievably his 8th career start. And this would never have been heard of years ago. Peter Moody, a horse winning a Melbourne Cup at his 8th start.
No, well, you look at them and think, well, they're so unseasoned.
Yep.
You know, he's a 3-year-old, this horse, 4-year-old our time, but not 3 until the 1st of January, and tremendous performance. And like you say, the blueprint's just changed. Lightly raced. We saw Rekindling coming out here last year, and what an effort from Charlie Appleby.
Yeah.
He's trained Group 1 winners in something like 8 or 9 countries this season. Phenomenal performance by him and his team. And this horse was box rested for the best part of a week. Only a couple of weeks back with a cut in his leg, so they've done a tremendous job to get him back on track. And Kieran McAvoy, 3rd Melbourne Cup. We can claim some of it here in Australia. South Australian born and bred, and what a treat he's been at these 2 big 2 miles at Flemington.
Indeed, and doesn't it add merit to the performance of the trainer and all his staff, given the setback? I mean, you know, you talk about a grand final and peaking an athlete on the day, and he was, as you say, boxed up for a couple of days, and although it obviously hasn't been a hindrance, it can't possibly help.
No, for sure. You know, they've obviously put in a lot of hours to get this horse right. There would have been a lot of slow work, a lot of hand walking and everything. So great effort, Appleby and his team.
Yeah, look, and as you say, I think the whole landscape's changed, and I wonder how this race will evolve over the next, you know, 5 or 10 years. It'll be extraordinary to see, but there's no doubt it is now something they always wanted, and a world-class event and a world-class staying race. The time, Shay mentioned, was 3:21.17, 23 on top. Here is Charlie Appleby.
Charlie, congratulations. What a momentous occasion with cross counter.
Yeah, firstly, I'd just like to thank His Highness Sheikh Mohammed and Godolphin for giving us the opportunity to be here. I mean, it's been on the bucket list for a long time, as we know, and I'm just in the fortunate driving seat to be able to produce these horses, and hopefully the right horses. So that's where, you know, this is all for His Highness Sheikh Mohammed and Godolphin. And but for myself and the team, it's a huge effort. Chris and the guys have done a fantastic job. We've had a couple of testing weeks, as everybody knows, but as I said to him the other day, it makes you stronger in life, and he's risen to the occasion. So the horse himself, we were confident coming in that we had the right horse. Obviously, you know, people who question mark the setback we had a couple of weeks ago, but we were confident that he was well over that. Brown was a big question mark, to be fair. But when you've got a master like Karen McAvoy in the saddle, he takes a lot of confidence into the race. And down the back straight, I could see what he was trying to do, and he got himself into a nice racing position. Excuse me. Turning for home, he just needed to find the gaps, and once he found those, and the horse had a clear run, I was far from confident, but I knew he'd be doing his best work up that straight.
Australia's been a great hunting ground for you with your time with Godolphin over the past couple of years. How special does it feel to win our greatest race?
For sure, there's no words can explain, really. I mean, for myself coming down here, learning on the job, you know, and I had a great team around me, helping me, advising me. You know, the last 2 years we brought down horses, and we had runners in the first year here. I missed last year because we didn't feel we had the right horse. But coming into this year, we felt that we'd chosen the right horse, or horses, should we say. And as we know how tough it is to get to this race, you know, a few of them have gone by the wayside, but this horse has shown all his durability, and I think he showed what a class horse he is today.
What makes him so special?
He's got a great engine. Helps every athlete. And but look, he's just been an upward curve on his profile. You know, he's a gelded son of Teofilio, and you know, like I say, I felt he brought some very good race credentials into the race.
You've had a phenomenal 12 months, winning so many of the races around the world. What does this moment mean to you?
A few people said to me, if you ever could cap this off and win a Melbourne Cup, it'll never be repeated. For sure we're going to try it again next year. As I just said to the guys there, we're back on zero as of January the 1st, so we've got to go again. But like I say, this year, firstly, just winning the Derby for His Highness Sheikh Mohammed. First time he's won the Derby in the Godolphin Blue, and that was from an Englishman's point of view. Of course, it was a career highlight and something that I'll never forget. But also coming over here, it was a big thing on our bucket list, as we said, and I've always said that, you know. And when I was fortunate enough to get the job, I said, you know, there was two things I'd like to do is win a Derby and win a Melbourne Cup, and gee, it's been some year to do it anyway.
Many congratulations, Charlie.
Thank you very much.
Charlie Appleby, Karen McAvoy, Godolphin have won the 2018 Lexus Melbourne Cup. A lot more to come here from Flemington. What a day.
A wet celebration of the 2018 Melbourne Cup. The rain lashed the course about 10 minutes after the race, and the race, of course, won by cross counter, superbly guided by Karen McAvoy and trained by Charlie Appleby. Were there some hard luck stories? Well, let's find out and hear from the beaten jockeys.
Patrick Maloney, Vonju must go.
Yeah, I reckon the soft track sort of saw him out today on 3200. Don't know whether he ran out the trip. He had a lovely run, had every opportunity, but in this sort of going, I think he just found him out.
Tommy Berry, Orvray.
Yeah, look, he just wasn't good enough. someone just said to me, well done, Kieran, so it feels like I did win.
Pat Cosgrave, best solution.
Slow away, just sort of can't catch up after that. Too far back.
Michael Walker, a Prince of Arran.
He's all heart, the horse. I couldn't have wished for a better run. I'll give him a good run. I'd say at least I've got a top chance for next year, and I believe if he didn't run Saturday, he would have won today.
Mark Zara, Ventura Storm.
Yeah, look, he gave it his all, had a nice run, but just hasn't stayed 2 miles.
Hugh Bowman, Marmello.
Had his race, ran his race. Disappointed but proud of the horse, and congratulations to Huey for bringing him over in such good order.
Damien Oliver, Red Cardinal.
Just raced a little bit keen on the slow pace, and when it was time to go, he just didn't have enough air to finish the race off.
Wayne Lorden, Rostropovich.
Ran very well, very pleased with himself. Good day.
Corey Brown, Magic Circle.
I was disappointed. I had a great run from the barrier, but he never gave me a kick at all.
Ty England, Ace High.
Just had to make work from a wide gate. He was comfortable, but struggled to run the trip.
James McDonald, Yucatan.
Yeah, he worked into a nice spot from the gate. He travelled really nicely. I felt he just didn't stay the 2 mile.
Stephen Baxter, Runaway.
Oh, look, he gave us a great thrill winning the Geelong Cup, but 2 mile was just too far for him today.
Damien Lane, Zacata.
He ran great. The slow speed worked against, but he worked home really well.
Zach Purton, Finch.
Yeah, excellent run. I think it was a firmer track. He might have gone a lot closer.
Ben Mellum, Who Shot the Barman.
Yeah, he's getting on now, and he probably didn't let down to the best of his ability.
Jim Crowley, Muntaha.
He didn't really travel. I thought he would be a bit keener than he was. Ground had maybe gone a bit too soft for him as well. Turned in, I thought he'd be thereabouts, and just plugged on one pace.
Craig Williams, Young Star.
I was delighted with performance. She's the only female in the field. She had a lot of girl power today. We had a great run throughout, and all I can say is I wouldn't change anything by the result. But it would just season her up and make her harder for when she comes back. But she's a fair horse and ran Australasia really proudly.
Yuka Kawada, Chestnut Coat.
外も良かったですし、望みの競馬したんですけど、これでも精一杯頑張ってくれてる方だと思います。
He had ideal runs through the race, and he tried hard, did the best.
Lynn Schofield, Avilius.
Yeah, we sort of were behind the horse that had an accident in the run, so put paid to our chances.
Dwayne Dunn, Sir Charles Road.
Yeah, Super Everett had a splendid run in transit, and probably just missing the Caulfield Cup. Just lacked a little bit of fitness, but great run.
Regan Bayliss, Nikita.
Yeah, give me a lovely ride throughout. I was still sort of travelling at the 600 right through to the 400. It was a gallant effort. I think we finished top 10, so really good effort.
Jordan Childs, Sound Check.
I thought he ran well considering. Just got caught wide going out the first corner and had to do a lot of work, but he was pretty honest along.
There's a thorough and bilingual summary of the 2018 Melbourne Cup. For more news, here's Shane and Grace.
Yeah, thanks, David. News coming through that unfortunately the Cliffs of Moher suffered an injury in the race, which was a fractured shoulder and could not be saved. We're going to be hearing from Jamie Steer, the Executive General Manager of Integrity Services from Racing Victoria, a little bit, probably in about 10 minutes' time or so. So we'll have further information there. Grace, sad postscript to the great race. Take us through some other news out of it.
We certainly are thinking of Lloyd Williams and family and the connections of the Cliffs of Moher, because it is awful news. But of course, we still did have a winner of the race, and all on Charlie Appleby, Karen McAvoy getting cross-counter across the line. I did think it was really interesting listening to Hugh Bowman return to scale there, because he came oh so close with Marmello, and it just goes to show that this horse, Huey Morrison, he's got the formula right now to bring him out, and hopefully they can do one better next year, and that's certainly the intention, speaking to Huey Morrison. I did also get the opportunity to speak to Chris Waller, because 2 of his 3 runners have worked home in outstanding fashion, being Finch and also Youngstar. We're going to hear from Chris in full a little bit later this afternoon, but he's certainly happy with the way that they've come to hand for their first attempts.
Yeah, it was a fascinating contest, the 158th Lexus Melbourne Cup, winning for the first time Godolphin. There's the full placings cross-counter from Mello, a Prince of Arran, down to Best Solution, who was in 8th position, the Caulfield Cup winner. As we go through other placings in the race, we had Muntaha in 9th. Ventura Storm loomed there for a bit. He ended up finishing 10th. Go down to Magic Circle for Marwan Kukash. He finished 16th there. The Japanese galloper Chestnut Coat in 14th position. And as we look through the remaining runners in the race, Who Shot the Barman, the 10-year-old, 17th. Avilius No Luck, 22nd. And, of course, the Cliffs of Moher failing to finish. That is the Lexus Melbourne Cup of 2018. Stay with us here on racing.com. We've still got 3 races to come from Flemington.